Welcome to the deep dive. We're plunging headfirst into some fascinating sources today to pull out those essential nuggets of knowledge.
And we've got a really interesting one today.
We do. Imagine this. It's kind of chilling. You're planning a holiday flight, looking forward to it, only to vanish, completely disappear without a trace.
Your identity stolen by someone or something you never even see.
Exactly. And the kicker, it's all happening somewhere totally ordinary. An airport.
Mm-hmm. That's the world we're diving into today. The classic Doctor Who adventure, The Faceless Ones.
A proper vintage sci-fi mystery, but wow, it feels surprisingly relevant, doesn't it?
It really does. It taps into those deep anxieties about, identity, security,
Yeah.
being lost in the system.
Yeah. So our mission here is to unpack this story, figure out how such a frankly impossible-sounding plot could actually unfold right under everyone's noses.
And our main source is the novelization by Terrance, based on that original 1967 BBC TV serial. A great read.
It is, and it shows how these older stories, they still have a lot to tell us.
Definitely. This one really shows how easily the familiar, the everyday, can be sort of weaponized.
Okay, let's get into it. The setup. Summer of 1966. Gatwick Airport. The Doctor, Jamie, Ben, and Polly turn up.
But not on a plane. Oh, no.
No, spectacularly in the TARDIS, right on the runway. Causes an obstruction on runway 5, nearly takes out a jetliner.
Talk about making an entrance.
Right, so immediately they're scrambling, running from this very large, very angry policeman.
And they instantly get on the wrong side of the airport manager, Charles Gordon. Very by-the-book guy.
They nickname him the Commandant, which tells you everything.
Yeah. And then almost straight away, in all the chaos, Polly vanishes.
Just gone. Which, of course, kicks off the whole investigation for the Doctor.
And it's during that initial scramble, trying to avoid being caught, that Polly gets into real trouble.
Right, tell us about that.
Well, she ducks into this hangar, right, marked Chameleon Tours. And inside, she sees a murder.
Whoa, okay. Straight into it.
Yeah, cold-blooded. Guy named Spencer just shoots another man. But it's the weapon that's weird.
How so?
It's described as a ray gun, not a normal gun. It leaves these weird scorch marks and electric charge.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely not 1966 tech.
Alien tech, basically.
Looks like it. The victim turns out to be a Detective Inspector Gascoigne.
So the Doctor, Jamie, and Polly find the body. This must be where the Doctor's unique skills really come in handy.
Absolutely. He immediately spots those odd burn marks, the charge. Says it's a kind that's not yet been developed on this planet. Classic Doctor.
Always see what others miss. And didn't he find something else? Something small?
Yeah, an unused Spanish postage stamp. Seems totally random at the time, but
Yeah.
what becomes important later.
Okay, filed away. But the danger isn't over for Polly, is it?
Not at all.
Oh.
While the Doctor and Jamie go off to report the murder, Spencer grabs Polly. He uses this pen-like thing.
Another gadget.
Yeah, it seems to freeze her temporarily. Knocks her out, basically. Then he drags her into some hidden control room in the hangar.
So she's abducted. And then things get even weirder at the airport proper, right? With immigration.
Oh, yeah. This is where it gets really unsettling. A girl shows up at the immigration desk. Looks exactly like Polly. Sounds like her, too.
But it's not her.
She says her name is Michelle Leopi. She's from Zurich. And insists she's never seen the Doctor or Jamie in her life. Total denial.
Creepy. What does the Doctor make of it?
He just quietly says to Jamie, "Don't believe everything you see." He knows something's deeply wrong.
That's the first big clue for them, then. The identity theft is real.
Exactly. And what's really interesting here for you listening is how the story sets up this clash. You've got the Doctor's extraordinary knowledge versus the rigid, bureaucratic authority figures.
Like a Commandant or Jenkins, the immigration guy.
Right. It shows how easily those normal rules, those procedures we rely on, can actually hide something sinister. They can be manipulated.
Because people trust the system, the appearance of normality.
Precisely. The Doctor sees the wrongness that the official channels just completely miss.
Which makes you think, doesn't it? How much do we just accept at face value?
And this idea, this hidden manipulation, it gets clearer when the Doctor starts connecting the dots. He sees the hangar name Chameleon Tours. Remembers an ad.
The one for budget tours? For young people?
Yeah, 18 to 25.
Yeah.
He makes the connection. Explains how a chameleon lizard changes color to blend in.
Suggesting the name applies to people who change their appearance. Oh, clever.
It's a great leap, linking this seemingly innocent travel agency to something much darker.
And it goes from theory to terrifying reality pretty quickly in the medical center.
Oh, yeah. The medical center scene is chilling. They actually witness the process.
What happened?
They see this, well, this blob-headed, faceless creature, basically an amorphous alien, being transformed into a perfect duplicate of George Meadows, an air traffic controller.
How do they do that?
Using these metallic armbands, a kind of conversion machine. It looks like an X-ray thing. It imprints Meadows' appearance, his voice, even his memories onto the alien.
Wow. Complete identity theft right down to the memories. So the original Meadows, where is he?
He's kept dormant. The alien becomes the duplicate, walking around while the real person is essentially put into storage.
Unbelievable. And while this is going on, Ben, he managed to escape earlier, right?
Yeah.
He's investigating the Chameleon Tours hangar.
He is. And he finds Polly. She's inside one of those coffin-shaped packing cases.
Alive.
Sort of. She's described as dormant, unconscious, kept in suspended animation by this white sheath on her arm.
A white sheath. Okay, remember that.
Yeah, it's key. But before Ben can do anything, Spencer gets him too. Uses that same pen-freezing device.
Well, Ben's capture as well. The situation's getting desperate.
It is. And then the scope widens again. A new character arrives, Samantha Briggs.
From Liverpool, right?
Looking for her brother.
Yeah, her brother Brian. He went on a chameleon tour to Rome, sent one postcard, and then nothing. Disappeared.
And the police weren't helpful.
She says they basically brushed her off. It said, dozens of people go missing every week, vanish into the background noise. That's depressingly realistic, actually. So that postcard Brian sent, was it legit?
Well, this is where the doctor's suspicion about that Spanish stamp pays off. He checks the Chameleon Tours kiosk office.
I'm fine.
A whole pile of foreign postcards. And a load of unused foreign stamps.
Oh, I see. The postcards were fakes.
Not quite fakes. The chameleons got the kids to write them before they left. Then, the chameleons just posted them from the destinations later on.
To make it look like they arrived safely.
Exactly. A simple, horribly clever way to cover their tracks long after the kids were actually abducted.
That is audacious. Pre-internet catfishing, almost. Using the postal service for deception.
It makes it feel chillingly plausible using such mundane tools.
And then the final confirmation comes from the Commandant's secretary, Jean Rock.
Right. Here she does some digging and finds out Chameleon Tours never actually deliver any passengers. Not to Zurich, not to Rome, not anywhere.
So it's confirmed. Mass abduction. A global kidnapping ring disguised as cheap holidays.
Yeah. The truth finally comes out when the doctor confronts the chameleon duplicate of Meadows.
How does he get him to talk?
He threatens to tamper with those metallic sheaths, the ones linked to the originals.
Yeah.
That gets his attention.
Smart. What's their motive? Why are they doing this?
Turns out their race suffered some kind of catastrophic atomic explosion back home. It made them lose their individual identities, become these faceless beings. They're facing extinction.
Okay, so desperation. But why kidnap humans?
They need strong, young humans. Apparently, humans can provide some kind of blueprint to stabilize their forms, give them identities back.
And the scale. It's huge, isn't it?
Massive. Their plan is to abduct 50,000 young people.
50,000?
Yeah. Miniaturize them, take them up to a space station orbiting Earth, about 150 miles up.
Wow. Okay, this just went from airport intrigue to galactic identity crisis.
Pretty much. It's
Right.
staggering, the sheer scale of it hidden behind this budget travel front.
It really makes you wonder, like you said, how many weird things do we just ignore because they seem too normal on the surface?
We're wired to rationalize, aren't we? So now the plan's out, the stakes are clear. It's time for the doctor to make his move.
His big gambit. And this involves tackling the leadership, right? Because the guy in charge is hidden too.
He is. Turns out Inspector Crossland, the detective supposedly investigating Gascoigne's murder, he's not Crossland at all.
He's a chameleon.
He's the director, the leader of the whole operation, wearing Crossland's identity. Shows how deep the infiltration goes. Even Jamie gets briefly processed, though luckily he doesn't become a duplicate.
Okay, so the enemy is in charge of the investigation. How does the doctor even begin to fight back?
With an incredibly daring bluff. He decides to infiltrate the space station himself. He pretends he's a chameleon, one who's already been processed twice, first as Meadows, then as himself, the doctor.
Turning their own methods against them? Brilliant. Does he have help?
Yes. Crucially, he gets help from the real nurse Pinto. They found her frozen in the medical center earlier. She wants revenge, so she agrees to play along with his story.
Okay, so it gets to the space station. What's the bluff?
He confronts the director, bold as brass, tells him the authorities back on Earth working under his instructions, have found all the originals.
The dormant humans in storage.
Exactly, all 50,000 of them. He says they're about to start deprocessing them, removing those white sheaths.
And if they do that,
The chameleon duplicates on the station will disintegrate because their life link to the original is severed. It's a race against time, basically. Or so he claims.
that is high-stakes poker. Does the director buy it? How does he prove it?
Well, it relies on the chameleons believing their originals are still safe and hidden. But crucially, things are happening back on Earth to back him up.
What's going on down there?
The Commandant and Superintendent Reynolds are working frantically, following the doctor's rather cryptic instructions.
And Samantha Briggs and Gene Rock play a part.
A huge part. They find this list in the kiosk office. Just vehicle registration numbers? Seems like nothing.
But it's the key.
It leads them to the airport car park. And there they find them. All the missing originals hidden in cars under blankets, including Immigration Officer Jenkins.
Incredible. So they do have the originals.
Yes. So the Commandant gets on the radio to the space station, tells the chameleons, "We have your property."
The bluff is called and proven true.
Exactly. And as proof, Sergeant Erskine removes the white sheath from the real Jenkins back on Earth.
And what happens on the station?
The chameleon duplicate of Jenkins just dissolves.
Yeah.
Instantly. Into a blob of protoplasm and clothes. The doctor's threat is absolutely real.
Wow. Checkmate.
Pretty much. Faced with total disintegration, one of the chameleon pilots, Captain Blade, decides enough is enough. He turns his ray gun on the director and the chameleon Jamie.
He switches sides.
Effectively, yes. He accepts the doctor's terms.
Oh, it's her.
The chameleons have to return all the abducted young people to Earth, reverse the miniaturization, restore them fully, and then they have to leave and find another way to survive, one that doesn't involve mass murder and kidnapping.
That's quite something. The doctor negotiates peace, essentially, even after everything they've done.
It's classic Doctor, isn't it? Finding a solution, not just retribution. But it also shows the importance of those ordinary people back on Earth. Samantha, Jean, even the Commandant. They're vital.
Absolutely. It wasn't just the doctor, it was teamwork, relying on everyone doing their part. A great takeaway for us, you know? Sometimes it's not about force, it's about understanding and leverage.
Exactly. Finding that path to agreement, even a reluctant one.
So the deal is done, everyone gets returned.
Yes. All the kidnapped young people, Polly, Ben, Samantha's brother Brian, they're all returned to Earth, back to their proper size, their proper time, everything restored.
And the chameleons.
They become formless again, those blob-like creatures, and they depart into space, hopefully to find a better way.
A resolution then. But there's a bittersweet element too, isn't there, for Ben and Polly?
There is. They realize they're back on July 20th, 1966, the exact day their adventures with the doctor started.
Oh, wow. Full circle.
And they decide it's time to go home. They choose to leave the TARDIS, return to their normal lives back in London.
That's always tough, the farewells. Poignant.
It is. A reminder of the personal cost of the doctor's life and the choices his companions make.
But the adventure never really stops for the doctor, does it? There's always a twist.
Always. Just as he and Jamie are about to leave Gatwick, the doctor says, "We've lost the TARDIS."
Huh. Of course. He doesn't know where it is.
Nope. Sets up the next story perfectly. That constant cycle of problem, solution, new problem.
It really underscores that endless sense of discovery, doesn't it? Even when one huge mystery is solved, another one's waiting right around the corner.
Absolutely. It's the engine of the show, really.
So wrapping this up, we went from a chaotic landing at Gatwick Airport to uncovering this massive galactic-scale identity theft operation. The Faceless Ones really gave us a masterclass in conspiracy.
And in the doctor's sheer ingenuity, seeing how something simple as a travel agency, a few postcards, could hide this plan to steal 50,000 lives.
And how a clever bluff, backed up by some unexpected allies on the ground, could stop it all.
It's a story that uses the utterly familiar, the airport, the bureaucracy, to mask something truly alien and terrifying.
Yeah. This whole deep dive really shows that even in the places we think we know best, the most mundane settings, extraordinary secrets, sometimes terrifying ones, can be lurking just beneath the surface.
Makes you think, doesn't it?
It does. It prompts you to wonder, how much do we really know about the systems, even the people around us? How often do we just accept things at face value?
Relying on appearances.
Exactly. What might we actually uncover if we, dared to question normal just a little bit more?
A reminder, perhaps, to always carry. Well, maybe not a sonic screwdriver.
Maybe just a healthy dose of curiosity instead.
Yeah. That works too.